Welcome to Cut the Ish, Real Talk Sports, where we strip away the fluff and get straight to the heart of the game. From the hottest plays on the court to the controversies off it. We're breaking it all down with unfiltered takes and raw honesty. No sugarcoating, no holding back. Just real talk for real fans. Let's get into it.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Keisha from Cut the Ish, coming to talk to you about Lou Samuelson. She has been released from the Indiana Fever. We kind of figured this was coming down the pike. I figured they would try to trade her and try to get something for her, but I guess they figured they may probably having a hard time doing that. She was billed when she came back into the league. She took off the 2023 season to go and have her baby, but she was billed for the Indiana Fever. She was supposed to be a 3-and-D player, somebody that can shoot the three and play really good team defense. However, she started like 15 games, I would say, for the Fever, and then her role started to diminish and diminish as the season went on. So she is a really good 3-point shooter, but she only had an average of about 33% 3-point percentage this season. And so when you build as a 3-and-D player, which means you can pretty much shoot the three and play decent defense to contribute to team defense. And Indiana Fever was one of the worst defensive teams in the league. So you knew they was going to make some changes. Indiana is pretty much going to win right now. So Lou Samuelson is the latest casualty to that team because they gotta get under the cap. She was slated to make at least 180,000 this year, and that was a big hit to the cap. I'm gonna show you how the cap is going for Indiana Fever and show you how this kind of makes sense. They had to get her salary off the books. Before we get into the money problems of the Indiana Fever and why they had to make this move, let's talk about her production on the court. Katie Lou averaged 4.3 points a game, 2.3 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 0.3 steals, and 0.2 blocks a game in 37 games. She only had 15 starts in her long season with the Indiana Fever. So the production wasn't there for that salary of 180,000. Also, with her role being diminished, the writing was a little bit on the wall. It was going to be hard for them to trade her with that salary. And also, her percentages is down from the previous season she had before she came to the Indiana Fever. But if you look at Katie Lou Samuelson's statistics before she joined the Indiana Fever, before she went on her maternity leave, she was averaging about 9.7 points a game, and she was shooting a 3-pointer at about 35%. So it's a little bit down this year, and her points went down maybe because in 2024 she was averaging 4 points, and she was averaging almost 10 points in 2022 before she went out on maternity leave. Another thing I want to show you guys, her defensive rating was 105.9 for this season, which wasn't really good. The season before she left the Las Vegas Sparks, it was 106.7. She had a best defensive season, I'll probably say, in 2021. As you can see, it was 96.8 here. So looking at another, Katie Lou Samuelson's best season was in 2021 when she played with the Seattle Storm. She had great defense, and her 3-point percentage was up 35%. So she was billed to the Indiana Fever as a 3-and-D player that can play the 3 and the 4 and stretch the floor. But however, this season, her 3 sometimes it was inconsistent. It would come and go. She had some games where she hit 4 threes in a row, and then some games where she couldn't get it to fall, and her defense was spotty at best. Where and also because the Indiana Fever as a whole team defense wasn't all that great. Um, she it really So you saw Katie Lou Samuelson's defense come down, even be more atrocious because the team around her defense wasn't that great either. And while she was on the floor in 2024, she had a plus minus of a negative 2.3. So um, Indiana Fever was paying a player 180,000 a year, almost a big number for a contract to not be on the floor, to be on the bench, and that's probably why they made this move to release her. Now she's got she's probably working on with the Indiana Fever so to help them in their cap thing. She's probably going to take a buyout, which is normally lower than $180,000 she was scheduled to make. So they in negotiations for that. I'm pretty sure they're making those negotiations and they're going to release her so she can go and find another team. I think somebody else is gonna probably pick her up. Some team that needs 3-point shooters. Maybe I envision her probably coming off the bench, being a 3-point shooter, being a spot up shooter for a team while she works on trying to get back into shape after the baby and all that good stuff. I know she's in Rival right now. She hasn't looked as great, but she hasn't looked horrible either. It's just she needs to get back into the flow of playing really good team defense and also knocking down that 3-point shot because that's what she's known for. I'm going to show you a couple of clips of her so you can see you saw it throughout the season a little bit, but it wasn't consistent. She's got to get consistent so she can make another WNBA roster and possibly help a team with their goals of making it to a championship. She could be a really good role player if she can get her game to be consistent on the defensive end and also on the offensive end. Okay, we're gonna look at a couple of clips of Katie Lou. She is a willing passer, I see. I think, oh, that is a hard screen. Okay. Even though she's 6'3", she's not really somebody that be in the paint. She's more of a spot up shooter, but she is a willing passer. But if she get to her spot, she can knock it down, guys. And that's the thing about her. She was inconsistent from three. Some games she lightened it up. Then some games she disappeared. Just gonna show a little bit more clips. Willing passer. So guys, she will stretch the floor for you, but you she's got to work on her defensive ability and being a part of a team defensive strategy. She doesn't make a whole bunch of mistakes. She doesn't turn the ball over that much. She's a smart player. I just think I just think she's probably still trying to find her groove after coming back from having the baby. So we'll see. So yeah, Katie Lou Samuelson probably can help a team. Two of the teams that come to my head right off the back, I probably would say will probably be Seattle Storm or maybe the Minnesota Lynx that can use her coming off the bench, shooting that three ball for them. I think she can be a solid role player if she get her groove back. She get back into her groove, get back into her bag, and start providing the things that teams are looking for her for, which is playing at least decent team defense and also knocking down a three ball. But I'm thinking if she was surrounded by a good program, she could be a reliable bench player. She just got to get back to being her. So yeah, it's sad to see that Katie Lou was released, but that usually means because they say they're going to mutually part ways between the Indiana Fever and Katie Lou Samuelson, was probably going to happen. They negotiating a buyout, which will help the Fever get up under the cap. Let me show you guys the cap before. Hey, let me show you guys the cap. So right now, the Indiana Fever has only 42,000 of cap space. Now, Katie Lou Samuelson's contract was protected, so that money is going to hit their cap. So even so, right now they only have 42,000 of cap space. But if you look down here, the max you can have for the 2025 season is 1,507,000, and they are already at 1,464,000 up here, right? But this total of 1,464,000 does not include the training contract they um, they gave to Jalen Brown, which is 66,079. So they are trying to get under the cap. They're probably gonna do a contract buyout so they can at least save some money off of this 180,250 right here for Katie Lou Samuelson. Because if they want to keep Jalen Brown through camp, they're gonna have to free up some money because our contract will be 66,000 and they only have 42,000 left. So that is why the Indiana Fever is trying to fit the players they know that's going to contribute to their national championship contending team. They're trying to fit all of those players under the cap, and one of the casualties of that is Katie Lou Samuelson. If they couldn't get a trade from her, they had to release her in order to get under the cap. That's all I got for you guys today. Enjoy your day. This is your girl Keisha with Cut the Ish. I'll see you next time.